Bungie really screwed the pooch this week. Uh, man, I'm so angry with Bungie right now, dude. And I had to make a video. I'm not angry with like any. Well, probably there probably is a person I'm angry with, but I don't know who that person is. I want to make a video about what just happened this week because it's wild, honestly, man. So Bungie, we got the Rite of the Night event going, and today's reset, and everyone, based on X number of years of history of Destiny, assumed it would be a rotating dungeon, and that this week we would get Prophecy or the Oryx one, whatever it's called. I can't even remember. I'm so mad right now. And we didn't. Instead, we got Spire the Watcher again with another quest step. Which, by the way, genuine warning: if you already have the Galahorn Catalyst, you can actually accidentally claim it again and not get a reward, which is what I did today, and then proceeded to shut Destiny off because it should have told me that I already had it, genuine. But it was already equipped in my Galahorn when I went back and looked. I didn't have to like equip it into the slot or anything. It was already there after I claimed it, and I thought I had the catalyst, but I clicked on it out of reflex. So big warning to you all. But what else could this be? Honestly, making it Spire for 3 weeks, and then what is it going to be? Prophecy for 3 weeks, and then Ghost of the Deep or whatever it's called for 3 weeks. That's a horrible decision, honestly, man. And the only conclusion I can come to is that this is somebody KPI farming, basically, at Bungie. And what I mean by that is somebody in charge that is really worried about KPIs and metrics, is trying to figure out a plan. Like they're going through with some plan, and this is probably just a test to see how that change rolls out and what that does to their metrics. They could have just asked, honestly, what the community would have preferred. You know what would have been a really good idea for this dungeon? It would have been really fun if you were going to do a true rolling start, like you said in the Vidoc. Because what you did was you said a sort of a rolling rollout. You could have made one dungeon available the first week, and then the second dungeon available the second week, and then have two dungeons available the second week, and then the third week we get all three dungeons available. That's a rolling start, man. That's how you roll. Roll out. You don't roll one for 3 weeks and then another one for 3 weeks and another one for 3 weeks. That's not a rolling start. That's not how you. I'm sorry. I'm very mad about this whole thing, man. But what else could it be at this point besides someone just being KPI focused at Bungie, and that being the overriding priority is how to figure out how to boost their KPIs because those are their success metrics. And don't get me wrong, every business has them, every big business for sure. And KPIs are a great barometer, but by God, I have never believed in chasing KPIs. KPIs are there to give you an indication of what the hell's going on. If there's a problem, that's what they're there for. They're not a metric to chase. They are not a metric to try to boost. That's not how it works. You're going about it the wrong way. That's not a way to come up with a solution. It's a way to try to just take care of a tiny problem. But when you don't look at the big picture, you create another huge problem when you're just focused on one thing, man. And that genuinely comes from me having 20 something years of like almost 20 something years of like management experience in retail, man. I've always been in retail, always been in management, and I know exactly the types that chase KPIs and the types that don't, and the types of people that make rational decisions and the types of people that don't. Man, I'm like heated about this. I love Destiny. I love Bungie. I want it to succeed. I want the people that work there to succeed. But this isn't a metric of success. I'm sorry, it's not. This was a bad idea. And what could be done at this point? Probably for this event, probably nothing. Honestly, we're probably just hosed for the next like couple weeks. And I know there's been some people that have been saying, well, there's 9 quest steps, so it doesn't matter. Well, no, man. I wanted to chase different guns this week. I don't want to do the same thing again. Like, I want to see this new content, man. I don't want to wait again. Nobody else wants to wait. The whole community doesn't want to wait, dude. And the people that are pissed are the people that are not playing Destiny right now. The people that are defending it are the people that are literally still logging in. It is a very lopsided battle at this point. The numbers of the people who are not playing Destiny in terms of full community versus the people who are playing in that community, I think it's a pretty small slice just based on what I've seen historically. So what's the advice here? Like, what do we do? How do we fix that? How does this never happen again? First of all, quit chasing KPIs. Honestly, there's never gonna be a good way to time gate content ever. I don't think. Not unless Destiny 2 changes in a big fundamental way, and that would require a Destiny 3. And the types of changes I'm making, man, I'm thinking more like systemic, entire like game being different types of changes. Like it almost needs to be a different type of game at this point. I did sort of lose my train of thought there though. So yeah, like, so let me try to back that up real quick and see if I can figure out what I was just about to go into, because I had a thought. What advice can be gained here? You know, like, obviously time gating content is never good. I mean, like, I could see it in a situation where if you're playing like an MMO, this is what I was gonna say. If you're playing an MMO or something, you know, and this is always like my dream for the future of like an MMO or a big, massively multiplayer game of some sort, is like, say there's like a war campaign going on, man, and you know, like different things happen in the war throughout the time, you know, throughout the let's say like on resets, or it doesn't even have to be like reset days, but certain days certain things happen and like gradual progress is made or gradual progress is lost or whatever. Like, those are kind of the things where you can maybe time gate a little bit more, and I think you could get away with it more with like an entire campaign focused around kind of that type of thing. But Destiny's not that type of game. You know, the environments are so pristine and unmoving that all the worlds never change, and so the change we rely on are the game modes available to us. You know, and I know that was like totally kind of a wild fantasy thought, you know, but like, yeah, man, like time gating sucks. It doesn't work ever. I've never seen a company pull off time gating successfully. Especially in this fashion, especially when you've conditioned your audience to expect a different thing for like the last, I don't know how many years, like 5 at least, that we've kind of had like rotations on things. Like, that's kind of been a thing for a long time, and then all of a sudden it's not today. And there was no explanation. There was no reach out from Bungie. There's been nothing as far as I can tell at all. Like, at all. I mean, I'm sure they're probably talking about this, and this, like, they have to be, you know, talking about it, gathering data, talking about like what are they going to do, what the response is going to be, because it's kind of a big deal, man. I've never seen a universal response quite like this. I think where just everyone's kind of pissed and just kind of apathetic toward it. Honestly, just kind of like, cool, you know. So I don't know, man. I just wanted to make a video about it more than anything and just get my frustrations about it off my chest, because this week was a huge letdown for me in Destiny. I was genuinely very excited to log in, and then like right before I got home, right before I log in, I find out on Twitter, X, whatever, that this is what's going on. And I was like, are you kidding me, man? Like, it's just ruined, like, kind of burned the rest of my day a little bit. And not for like streaming purposes or anything like that. Like, it just kind of burned the rest of my, like, I don't even want to play games now today. Honestly, like, I want to go find a different game. I was thinking about downloading Borderlands 2 just to check it out and see like what exactly was, you know, what the dealio is. But anyways, that's kind of all I really got about it, guys. I just want to mostly get my frustrations off my chest, and I know the whole community is really mad, you know. So hopefully Bungie responds to this, and if they respond, some sort of response, I'll probably make a short. I probably won't make like an entire video about it. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this video, guys. We just hit 10 minutes.